No, it's not. It takes too much space.
And what did you think of R-Truth throwing the cigarette onto Morrison? I never saw the cigarette moment, but when he threw that cigarette, not just that moment, but R-Truth's whole heel turn, I think it's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, I love R-Truth as a heel now. He really
gets more hate than Del Rio.
Yeah, the way I like to see it is the way that Johnny from NL sees it. He says, it's like R-Truth has gone from being one of the most boring, stale characters in WWE to one of the most interesting people that when you watch Raw, you want to see what happens with R-Truth next.
Also,
holy shit! You have a Tumblr.
I would like to advocate the campaign to bring Little Jimmy to WEDF.
Yes.
Anyway, Duke's on 2-2. Wait, we already got this.
Yes.
Wrong Guy 46 asks, "What do you think of Jeff Hardy after Victory Road?"
He has fallen from grace.
He has problems.
My opinion doesn't change. He's still worthless.
I mean, it doesn't change what's happening in WEDF. I'm pushing him the way he was pushed in 2008 and 2009. Like, what if? Like, WEDF is like, what if this guy never screwed up?
Yeah, but really, in real life, what do you think of Jeff Hardy after Victory Road? It's just...
Yeah, it's just...
Jeff Hardy... I mean, here's the thing you think about. TNA... They decide they're going to do something that hasn't been done in WWE, but maybe once for like a week or something, they're going to turn Jeff Hardy heel. And seeing as I watch TNA a little bit more than all three of you here,
combined.
Combined. I really did like the heel stuff they were doing with Jeff Hardy. He seemed really inspired and seemed to give a shit for once. But
I mean, I turned Jeff Hardy heel as well. Like, he turned on the fans. So to turn on the fans and just betray him. And I think my feud was actually similar to TNA's, I think. Except he didn't go under Rob Van Dam's wing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the difference though, because Jeff Hardy and Rob Van Dam in TNA, when they did that, they were buddies and they were face. And in TNA, it was actually Hardy decides to side with Bischoff and Hogan and all that, and he's basically handed the world title. They're trying to make something out of the guy, but he shows up at Victory Road not ready to compete at all.
It's not the first time it's happened. It's like a time before that it happened too. He's just like...
No, there was one time where he just completely and utterly no-showed.
Yeah.
He didn't even bother to show up. He ended up getting fired from TNA, went back to WWE, then he goes back to TNA, and now it's to the point where, if TNA, they realize they're going to use this guy still, they pretty much gave Hardy the ultimatum. Fix your shit or don't come back. And really, I would think at this rate, if he came back or not, I wouldn't care. I just want this whole thing with Jeff Hardy. I mean, I'd
like him to get some help, and I'd like him to get some help and fix his career, because I'd really hate for him or even Scott Hall to be that next wrestling tragedy.
Oh, yeah. But Scott Hall is already... He's got to be near the final nail in the coffin to being that next tragedy. I'm hoping, though, that Jeff Hardy, whatever he chooses to do, man, I hope he looks at this whole Victory Road incident and he says, something's got to change.
It's just real sad. I wish Scott Hall could have been the big-time world champion.
He could have. He could have been everything. And he was probably the way he was booked in NWO. He was booked to be a big deal, and I believe he was a double champion at one point in WCW. And his own problems with alcohol fucked him over in the end.
Yes.
So, but anyway, around guy, I'm done talking about that tragedy stuff. It's getting me kind of down here. Also,
I'm getting bored with TNA talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, also, he wants to know, what do you think of the WWE going ahead with deciding to book Rock versus Cena for the next WrestleMania.
If they can keep this feud up for the rest of the year, then that's amazing.
But they haven't. But it is stupid.
Yeah, I know it's stupid, but if they can actually keep it up,
it's also stupid unless the end result is Rock passing the torch to Cena, which should have happened already.
Exactly.
I mean, I like both Rock and Cena, but the way it's been planned so far, you have a whole show dedicated to The Rock, and it just no.
The match that Miz and Cena put on Raw was really good and should have been the main event.
And what happened in that main event should have happened at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just turning me off. It just makes me look like, maybe Rock should just not stay.
Yeah.
It's not that he shouldn't stay. It's just, okay, let's look at it this way. They start the show off with a 40-minute segment that goes nowhere, although I will give them credit for the first 20 minutes with Rock and Cole. Those two were actually working together, and it was actually kind of entertaining. But then they bring out Pitbull, and then they bring out all these celebrity guests that nobody cares about, and it's just like, what the fuck happened to Raw? I wanted to see my wrestlers. I don't want to see these celebrities I could see in other movies.
The Rock giving the Rock bomb to Cole, it served its purpose to give the Rock the pop. Yeah, over the mega heel Cole. That's fine and all. Cole gets revenge sometime down the road. Probably he'll reveal himself again. But the way the celebrities were on, it just
And
yes,
the thing about WrestleMania with The Rock coming in and doing the whole no DQ thing, and they put the spotlight on The Rock at the end. The spotlight shouldn't have been on him; it should have been on The Miz or John Cena or whoever won the title.
You know, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna celebrate The Rock's birthday. Fine, can't you save that for the latter part of the show? You should have looked at this and said, "Okay, we got Rock coming in. He's going to have a birthday party, but we have a show to do. We still got other guys out here who are still wanting to compete. We've got other people who still need to advance their angles heading into the next pay-per-view. What sense does it make to build the whole show around The Rock, who's not even going to be at the next pay-per-view or even going to be wrestling until next year at this point?" When and they barely even built any tension between him and Cena at that.
Exactly.
It's basically what WCW used to do when they get one big idea and they say, "Okay, this is going to be our show. We're going to book everything around it." You don't do that because it doesn't work.
Exactly.
Anyway, next question. Biff, not to be confused with Biff Andreas, Biff 334254 asks, what do you think of Cena's crappy WWE drafts?
I think it was because, I think we all knew that Cena's staying on Raw. But just for the thought that, he may be going to SmackDown.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're wasting 2 draft picks just to be ha ha, he's not going anywhere. I remember when they did that similarly with Triple H in 2004. He gets drafted to SmackDown. Everybody in the Raw crowd's like, "Oh my God, yes!" Only for him to show up